Oh, okay. So here's where the whole process of making this short film kind of can take a pause. The problem with it is that right now, as you guys can see here, I'm starting to get into the script, but I don't have as basic of an idea as I'd like. So really my basic starting is going to be like exterior in the park. So that's what I've got here. I've got so many things I got to think about, like what am I going to use? What do I have that I can use? So like a while back I made this little kind of talisman type thing, I guess you could say, which I painted like gray. I made it out of the foam board and some paper clay and stuff. It's actually once I got it painted, it actually looks really good. Here it's got the Chinese symbol for fire. I had an idea before about a character finding this item, or this prop, I guess I could say, and they somehow got some power or something, which kind of goes along the lines of what I was talking about yesterday, which I have items I can use. It's just, how would I introduce it? What would this really be? It's an alien object that would give some kind of power, but then what kind of power would it give? What could it actually be used for? And that's only part of the story. The real story is going to be coming from the characters. So, man, I got so much stuff I can use. And I mean, I've got poster board. I can go buy some more, make some more props and things like that. But the hardest part is trying to think where to start. So for me, I like to start here at the script page, just because it's going to give me a better idea. And usually probably around like morning time, let's say. I think that'll be a good start. Now, I'm going to start here. Like we see a man running / training in the park. Something really basic that I know a decent location I can use, which would be like here, Olympic Park, which is open public park. I know I can film there. It's not going to be an issue. The problem is, what is the guy going to be doing in the park? That's the biggest thing I've got to really think about here. I wish there was a way I could make notes here, but I don't here. Okay. So here, what is he doing in the park? I don't have to worry about the looks just yet. Why is he there? Now, I know I said he's running or training, but if you're running or training, you can definitely do it in other places. What's something else I can do here? So we see him in the park. Somehow we've got to get him introduced to like this foreign object. Somehow, some way. He trips over something on the ground. Something in the grass. Let's say he's running in the grass. So here, let's see. Shoot, what's a good name for him? I like to use the random name generators, although this might not be a good one here. Sure. Let's just... Nope, not a good one. Usually getting a random name definitely helps instead of having to use the same kind of name over and over and over again. Let's say like Grant. Okay, I like that. Grant. So here the parenthetical what I want to do is kind of his action. He's kind of looking towards his feet to see what he tripped on. What the heck is this? So here, I've got this parenthetical, which is more of a like an additional action to what he's actually trying to do, and then here, this is what he's actually going to say. Then actually, hold on, let's change this. Grant picks the object up and looks at it more thoroughly. Now, when you're doing the scripting this way, you do have to make sure that a lot of it stays more in the present tense, because you want to see what they're doing, unless it is like a flashback or something. But since it's going to be something they're going to be doing on screen, you do have to think about it that way. Let's see. Grant picks the object up and looks at it more thoroughly. He looks around the park. Grant. Did anyone lose this thing? Oh, no. Yep, hold on. Nope, nope, no, no. Alright. Did anyone lose this thing? Instead of looking around, I'll say, in a loud voice. No one answers. He So, oh man, see, now this is a basic idea, but you can picture it. Somebody's running through the park. Suddenly they fall down. They don't know why. They check to see why. And that's kind of what goes on there. The basic starting so far, like I said, you can picture this happening, and it's definitely something that is understandable. Like, you can see it, you know what's going to happen, and this, of course, is all in the park. Let's see. He continues running. Then we can change the location. Park, maybe like a coffee shop. Just cafe. Grant orders his coffee and sits down at a table, putting his pack on the table. Pulls out the object that he tripped over and really looks at it. Now here's where originally I thought what would happen would be once he touches it, once he's like looking at it or he's holding it in some strange way, maybe he's actually like rubbing on it for some reason, I don't know. Something happens where it kind of flashes. But not a bad flash. It should be more like a flash where like the screen goes black. We see Grant's a black room. Then we hear a voice, a booming voice, I should say. Booming voice calling to him. Now this way, if it's done this way, we don't get the introduction to Grant as much. Grant's not really introduced, but here we start introducing more about this object. What will it do? So here too, I'm going to make a note. Well, I've got what he's doing in the park, so I'm not going to worry about that. But I'm going to go more into the actual... who is he? You know, I had planned maybe he'd be like a boxer. That's why he's out there. Maybe he's just, you know, running because he needs to relieve stress. So who is he? Why is he running/training? That's the biggest question I need to ask. So for the most part, this might be the introduction of the character. We won't hear his name and then go into the actual coffee shop, which, again, we still won't know who he is yet until later on, which introducing a character that would maybe be a friend, a confidant, a lover, some kind of interest to him, something later on. But for now, I think this is a basic start. It's good. What I'm going to try to do is get a couple pages knocked out. I don't want to give too much information out about what's going on in the story, but there's going to be quite a bit. So hopefully we can get that done and kind of get started here and move on to the next step. So I'll see you guys here maybe in a couple days. I don't think it's going to be a day. It might be a couple of days before I can get another one out, just to get the script kind of going. But I'll let you guys know how that goes, and I'll see you guys next time. So thanks for watching. Bye.